Greetings, this is Miss West. I just want to go over some of the future assignments that are due. First, we want to make sure you know that Chapter 4 is due today, July 23rd. And if you can see it, I'm in shared mode. Chapter 4 due tonight by 11:59, Monday, July 23rd. Also, you will be working on a rough draft for your final PowerPoint, and that is due on Friday, July 27th. And I'm going to scroll down so you can see what is required for the final PowerPoint. The rough draft, you're going to perform an online research on Hawaiian history to obtain some helpful information for travelers, such as the weather in Hawaii, the sights to see, the types of clothing to wear and bring, and islands to visit, such as Honolulu and Maui. The presentation needs to contain photos, and you may add videos if you prefer, but please refer to the textbook, how you created PowerPoints at the beginning of the semester, and you want to upload that rough draft PowerPoint into the assignment Dropbox by Friday, July 27th. There are no credits, just for me to look at it, make sure you're doing it correctly, and you need to know about the guidelines, okay, and the rubric. I'm clicking on the rubric. You need to make sure you have a title of this slide, of your presentation. You need to make sure that you have animated text and animated graphics. You need to make sure that you have a footer where you have your date at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to do that. You need to demonstrate graphics that are relevant to your topic. You need to make sure that your presentation is easy to read. You want to make sure the fonts are easy to read, and you want to make sure that you don't have too many words. And I'll go over the guidelines in a minute. You want to make sure that your text box and your graphics do not extend outside the boundaries. And you want to make sure that all of your slides advance automatically, means that it automatically go to the next slide. And I'll share information about that. No more than 15 slides, 10 minimum and 15 the max. Guidelines, you need to make sure that your font for your title, Arial, 20 points, and for your text, I'm sorry, it says make font at least 20 points for text and 28 for your title. You want to make sure your background is dark and have a light color text, because you don't want to have the contrast where you have light with light. You want to have a contrast where you have dark with light, so that I can be able to see. Dark colors like red and letters that are offensive, such as red, avoid. You want to make sure you have 6 words per line on your PowerPoint presentation. Go by the 6x6 rule. I'm highlighting it right now. Go by that 6x6 rule so that you can make sure you don't have too many words on your slides. Make sure your transitions are consistent. You want to make sure your animations are consistent. Your footer, to make sure that you put a date and your slide number at the bottom of each slide as well. Avoid using sound. It can distract the reader or your audience. So that's your guideline. And I've already gone over this final PowerPoint rubric, and those points are already on the right hand side, and I will use this rubric to evaluate your final PowerPoint. Don't forget that Chapter 5 assignments, you have them on your projected schedule, and you have your Chapter 6 as well. And so just please be reminded of your projected schedule on your assignments that are due coming up. And I've already gone over your rough draft. You need to know about your grading criteria. You need to know that your chapter assignments count 30%, your midterm 20%, your library work ethics assignment is 20%, your discussion 10%, and your final exam PowerPoint presentation counts 20% of your grade. Please make sure that you follow this as well, and your final PowerPoint presentation is due on August 3rd. Thank you, and let's have fun.